Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Barrell Craft Spirits. This is their Amburana cask finished bourbon, coming in at a 58.21% ABV, at least 5 years old. Now, Barrell Craft Spirits, in my opinion, does a really darn good job in their blending and finishing. Some are better than others, and I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm really interested in this one. So, recently, Amburana casks are the latest fad in the whiskey industry. And I've done a few of them, and I really like what it does to a whiskey. Now, there's a lot of people that don't, and I respect that. Amburana casks are very intense profiles, and to the point that it can kind of hide away the whiskey underneath if they're not careful. And Barrell Craft Spirits took a whole year of R&D to try to figure out the perfect timing. They harvested the Amburana wood from sustainable locations, and then they kept playing around with it, trying to make the specific barrel the right version so you didn't lose out on what the bourbon brought to the table, but didn't lose out on all those beautiful flavors that the Amburana cask can bring. Now, they do tell us a mash bill on this one and kind of where they're blending from. So, their first part of the blend is from Indiana, which consists of 5, 6, 7, and 10-year-old whiskey, and then a 5-year-old Kentucky whiskey, coming in with a mash bill of 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley. On top of that, obviously, Barrell Craft does everything at cask strength, and this is from batch 1, so we may see additional versions of this down the road, depending on how this one goes. But I'm excited either way, so let's go ahead and jump into things. As always, we're going to be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. And I always got to give credit because I love these bottle shapes. They're just kind of that striking design to it. I love their label shape and all that kind of good stuff. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. If you're interested in some other, I'll say Amburana cask finished products, and if there's any room, I'll put some other Barrell Craft products. Those will be linked up above and down below to check out after this video. But yeah, I've had, I think, 3 others. So I have 4 different whiskeys right now done in Amburana casks. And I might do like a blind show, kind of like a shoot off to see which one I like the best. Because I really like it. It is a very intense wood. And if you don't know what Amburana wood is, essentially it's a very hard wood from South America. And it can add a very deep impact to a spirit. They build a lot of like furniture and things out of it, but they also age their national spirit with the Amburana as well. And it's a very regulated export for them. So only so much of it leaves that country from what I've seen and read. Beautiful color there. That is dark golden. Yeah. Get that little, almost like a watered down coffee color there. Yeah. All right. Let's go for notes. Oh yeah, that's Amburana casks. For me, it brings across a cinnamon sugar note. And it's almost like cinnamon sugar cereal, even with a little bit of like milk on the bowl. It's just got this beautiful sweetness to it. Get some other spices in there, a little bit of clove and nutmeg. But the cinnamon is definitely more like brown sugar cinnamon sweetness going on. And the funny thing is I keep going back, it kind of gives me apple dumpling vibes. My mom makes apple dumplings every now and again. And so you get this baked apple in there, the cinnamon sugar dusting over it, and it's got that doughy pie crust on top of things to it on the nose. No ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes, but that Amburana cask is dominating the nose. You really don't get much of a bourbon on there. Maybe a little bit of like I'm going to say maybe a little bit of oak, a little bit of vanilla, but it is tightly knit with that beautiful cinnamon sugar note. All right, let's go for a taste. I'll be honest, that's really damn good. It is not heavy in those Amburana casks on the taste. The nose, it's like almost 2 different whiskeys, like somebody swapped out my glass from me smelling it to me tasting it. You still get some of the characteristics to it, don't get me wrong, but you get more of the bourbon. You're getting those oaky and the caramel, the vanilla, the brown sugar from a bourbon. You're getting a little bit of corn sweetness in there too. A little bit of a rye spice. But as you keep letting it kind of finish, it gets a little spicy. And then bringing in those Amburana casks, giving that bit of cinnamon sugar, the clove, the nutmeg, the baked goods note. That's really good. It's got a spiciness, almost like a ginger spiciness going on here. That is unique. And I'm so happy I picked this one up. It was a jump between this one or the Tale of Two Islands for me. Because I'm a big peated rum cask and that kind of thing. But boy, oh boy, this was great. It's got this beautiful pastry and the apple, the cinnamon, the sugar, the clove, the nutmeg. And again, I'm getting a bit of like a ginger bite in there as well. Followed up by some butteriness and this beautiful bourbon underneath all those layers of this sweet corn and the rye spice, the vanilla, and the oak and the caramel from those areas are definitely showing up with those Amburana cask notes in there too. I don't know how they did this one. It's sweet, don't get me wrong. It is going to give you that Amburana cask vibe right as soon as you sip it. But the palate brings across that beautiful bourbon note on top of things. It is a great sip. I'm very happy with this one. I love its uniqueness of the Amburana, but it's also showcasing that bourbon. They're not joking. They actually got that to work out very well. Okay, so add a little drop of water. See what changes up here. I don't even know what to think on that one. It might break it up, maybe make it a little sweeter. Maybe a little more dry notes going on. Never know until we find out. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. Keep that in mind, folks. Give it a little swirl. All right, let's go for notes. Goes very mute. Still get a bit of the cinnamon sugar, a little bit of the clove, a little bit of nutmeg, a little apple sweetness in there. It's dialed back a good 30 to 40%, however. It's not bad, just dialed back. All right, let's go for a taste. Gets a little spicier, a little more of that rye spice showing up. The corn sweetness is showing up. The bourbon is actually jumped up fairly well here. Still get the Amburana, don't get me wrong. So you're getting that cinnamon sugar and those deep sweet notes going on here. The oiliness is still showing up too. But the bourbon actually is fighting a bit more on this one. Yeah, that is good. If you're not a big fan of Amburana, that little drop of water makes it a little tamer. Still gives you a lot of characteristics, but not quite as a punch in the face as that Barrell can do. This isn't too bad at all. I'll give that credit. Oh, that's got so much more character to it. I'm getting more apple on there. I'm like almost tart green apple now. It has such a better mouthfeel to it as well. All right, with that in mind, let's go ahead and talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. So in September, you can actually order this from their website right now for free shipping if they ship to your area, and it's $85. I'm starting to see it hit shelves at about 90 to 95. I haven't seen any shelves here in Indiana carrying this yet. I think 85 for this is fine enough. You're getting a beautiful blending. The Amburana cask is beautiful in here. Cask strength. It's just got a great, well-rounded profile. I wouldn't pay $100 for this one. I think at that price, you're really getting up there with some other big boys in things. However, when you look at something like Nulu's doing an Amburana cask that is $100 plus. So we will definitely have to do an A-B comparison, because I remember theirs is a lot more potent, but I'm curious now that I've had this one, how they compare to each other. We might do that video, but either way, $85, fair enough price. Big thumbs up on this bottle for sure. All right, there you have it, folks. Barrell Craft Spirits, Amburana Cask, Bourbon Whiskey. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, May your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might not.